Senior Room English for Tuesday the 5th of May to Friday the 8th of May. You're continuing with your read at home for Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. So that's page 13, page 14 and page 15 of read at home. Once again, I've sent screenshots of each of those pages just to make it easier so you don't have to try and battle through the CJ Fallon website to try and find them. You're also going to continue on with your Spell Well, please, for the week. And once again, I've sent out the answers to Spell Well with the answer sheets that I send on Fridays. So word-wise for this week, we are focusing on the page that we skipped last week. So we're just looking at diaries. So diaries are a personal event, or account of events, thoughts and feelings of a person who writes it. So when we look at our history books, we get facts about, maybe the war or, whatever we're studying in history at a particular time. But some of the best sources of information from history come from the diaries kept by people at those times. So think of people like Anne Frank. You get a great look as to how they were feeling, the personal aspect of the story, of the history of that time. So if you do keep a diary, it's always fun to look back on them when you're a bit older and, see what things were troubling you, or, to help you remember really good days that you had, or sometimes really bad days that you had. It can be great therapy to vent and write down how you're feeling about things on a particular day. So for Tuesday, you're going to read this extract here, and you are going to answer the 5 questions based on it. And you're also going to do B for me. So in your copybook, write a diary entry called The Best Day Ever. Describe a very enjoyable day. You could have been at home or at school or away on holidays. A very enjoyable day could mean anything. It could be a day that you went to Disneyland, or it could be a day that you went at home and had a barbecue with your family. Everybody's idea of the best day ever is different. So a short little extract, you can see how short this bit is, just on, giving information. Why was it the best day ever? Who was involved? What did you do? Where did you go? Short and snappy, just giving an overview of the day and how you felt about that day, what made it feel so special. So that's Tuesday's work. And then your work for the rest of the week then will come from C. So you're doing each part per day. So you've got a travel diary, so describe a journey you have taken. Okay, that could be a journey to Cork, where you came across cattle loose on the road, or it could be, a trek across the Himalayas, or it could be anything. To be honest, if you want to, you can make it up. If you can think of anything that was particularly fascinating. Maybe you went on holidays and you went to visit a bird sanctuary, or you went to a water slide park or something. But travel diaries, they take account of, how you got to a place, what you saw on the way, what you saw when you got there. They're usually quite factual. And maybe if, you were climbing to the top of a mountain, you might describe how you felt once you got to the top. Personally, I'd be exhausted, but I'm sure you'd be there standing appreciating the view. Things like that. That's for Wednesday. For Thursday, you're doing the dream diary. So describe a dream you have had. If you were like me and can never remember a single dream that you've had, you can make it up. You could dream about floating bananas, or you could dream about a mad sheep trying to take over the world, or you could dream that you are Donald Trump for a day. Our dreams can be quite crazy, and sometimes if we do remember them, we wake up going, whoa, what just happened there? So the dream diary, again, short, snappy, and it can be quite funny and quite weird. And then the last one then is a historical diary. So describe a time in history that fascinates you and imagine that you were there. So to be honest, you're actually living through a time now that will be in the history books in the future. So we've never experienced a global pandemic quite at this level. So technically any diary that you write now in, a couple of years' time will be classed as a historical diary. So if you want to, you can write about what's happening now, how you're feeling about the pandemic, how you're feeling about being cooped up inside your house, how you're feeling about not seeing your friends. I mean, obviously you can write how much you miss me, because that's just a given. But you could also, if you want to, pick a time that maybe you want to go back to the Vikings and write a diary of, I don't know, what life would have been like as a caveman, or as a person in a concentration camp in the Second World War, or something during the 1916 Rising. You can pick any part of history that you want to and just put yourself in it and pretend that you were there, and give a short account of the things you saw, how you felt, all that kind of stuff. So the diary entries, as I say, they're going to be quite short, approximately a copybook page in length, but they should be descriptive, all of them. And in the case of the travel and historical diaries, try to make them as factual as you can. So you can look up resources online on like topmarks.co.uk or Twinkle. Different websites like that will help you get an idea of what life would have been like, especially with the historical diary and also with the travel diary. If you want to, you can pretend you're taking the Orient Express, or you might be travelling through the outback in Australia, or I don't know, the Amazon jungle, anything you want to. So just give it a go, and as I say, text me if you have a problem or you're stuck on anything.